an hour in qualifying.
Oh, we have trouble in turn number 2. Johnny Anderson, flipping the third-place car, has crashed on turn number 2. Anderson's car totally destroyed.
Well, they're coming off turn 2. They're just turning into a strong headwind and lapping that slower car, which is upsetting the air. Anderson just gradually loses control. The back of the car comes round, hits the grass and lifts the inside, and once it's up, the air gets under it and just lifts the car in a reverse roll. Then it starts to roll a front roll, end over end, crashing down onto the roof.
Savage series of sidewinders ends the hopes of John Anderson to qualify for tomorrow's Daytona 500. Trouble in the back straightaway, car upside down, sliding way down the back straightaway. One machine getting upside down and sliding. Connie Saylor in car number 4 has gone upside down. The Johnson City, Tennessee campaigner in an Oldsmobile has slid almost 2,000 feet after getting in trouble in turn number 2. Connie Saylor, who started his Grand National campaign in 1978, in trouble. Let's look at it in replay. It looks like he was tagged at the start of that, David, and look at that car fly.
Well, as they come off that turn 2 again, the car spun around, and when it started to go down the road backwards, for some reason the rear got off the floor, and once it was up, the air gets underneath these machines and just flips it right over onto its roof and slides down the straightaway there. Luckily no fuel leakage, otherwise those sparks from the roof would have obviously caught fire.
The fuel cell doing its job as Connie Saylor has had a serious crash again coming out of turn number 2.
From our camera position high in the grandstand, and look at the impact here as it hits. Great rubber tires protecting the end of the pit wall.
Richmond up against the wall. Yep.
Richmond up against the wall, car number 99. The car of Dave Marcus goes upside down. Remember, these are over 3,000-pound vehicles that you're seeing tossing themselves in the air here as if they were just lightweight toys. The wall is missed there, just missed by Tim Richmond. The car stays upright, and look at the size of that great earth mover tire. It was moved right out of position by the vehicle of Dave Marcus. Dave Marcus seems to be okay. The action that he was obviously taking was to avoid the spinning car of Tim Richmond, the 99 car. He did walk to the ambulance. Dave Marcus, I'm sure, is in good condition.
Black flag, they say. Consultation flag may be coming out. We've got another terrible crash. A serious crash again, and turn number 2 has claimed another victim, and there are still cars spinning and crashing. Car number 51 being torn up was Lenny Pond of Ettrick, Virginia. Now from another angle, here is another angle of what happened. You can see him sliding in and getting caught and flipping backwards, upside down, and then those hard, nasty, sidewinding rolls that bite you.
Well, the car just suddenly did a complete reverse roll there.
Lap 2. Winds gusting to 40 miles an hour. Chet Yarborough in turn 3. And in turn 4, big trouble. Yarborough's Chevrolet was totaled. A backup short-track Pontiac was shipped down from Charlotte.
In number 47, then Earnhardt, then Baker. But Lake Speed and Darrell Waltrip, though they are not running with the leader, continue to keep pace with the leader. Where's the problem? In the first turn, a car slams the wall, flipping ends over end. A terrific accident here. More cars spinning, more colliding with the wall.
All right, it is a magnificent chess game that is being played here. Oh, trouble! Ricky Rudd slamming toward the wall. Crashing, rolling over, side over side. Ricky Rudd, Ford automobile, out of control, side over side several times, lands in the grass just to the top of pit road.
Here is Ridley on the inside. He might have touched him, but sometimes because of the compression of the air, here you see Rudd's car turning back the wrong way as it slid. The air got under it, flipped it back the wrong way. I think that it was a blessing that it didn't get into that wall, Ken. It started spinning away from him, just like a bucking horse, going in every kind of a direction. And, of course, Ricky holding on.
Oh, level and in trouble is 07 LaJoy. Randy LaJoy slamming into the wall. Randy automobile. Randy LaJoy, second-generation driver, absolutely destroying the Bob Johnson car number 07.
He needs to be out there. Trouble.
On its roof, Jerry Bowman's Ford. Lake Speed spins around coming down the backstretch, and he pounds into the wall and slides, just misses Bowman's car. Jerry Bowman, a slight young driver from Aberdeen, Maryland, has put that thing on its head coming down the back straightaway. And there it is. It's already over by the time we see it. It looked like it just got out of shape in turn 2 and just climbed up the retaining wall.
You know, as I mentioned when I took the people around the racetrack on that ride earlier, Mike, as you come off that second turn, if you get a little bit too high, it's like that wall reaches out and grabs you. And what happens is if that right front tire climbs up on the wall, it will literally just roll the car right over.
You saw a lot of cars out of shape in the middle of the pack there as they took evasive action, tried to get way up high on the racetrack out of harm's way. Just the 2 cars involved, Jerry Bowman and a still spinning Lake Speed.
Spinning, crashing. That is the Trevor Boyce car. In big trouble out of turn number 4. That's a hard way to get a caution.
Okay, he gets hooked. It looks like that's Tommy Ellis' car right behind him, and they just touch enough, and it shoots his car down to the inside. The air gets underneath the car, flips it over backwards. It hits hard on the top, scoots up the end of pit road there on the top. It hits the grassed area, flips back over, all the way over and back on the wheels and up on the side, and lands back on the wheels once again like a big bucking horse.
Some rodeo ride for Trevor Boyce of Calgary.
And it's still side by side for the lead. As they, we've got trouble down here and directly below us in the tri-oval.
It's Phil Barkdahl in car number 73.
Barkdahl crashing into the wall. It did not go over. Quite a lot of flame. We don't see any signs of Phil Barkdahl getting out. He must be still in there trying to get out hard. The flame's dying down. The spread, the gas got's pretty still. There he is. Barkdahl is moving, trying to extricate himself from this totally destroyed automobile. The Oldsmobile of Phoenix, Arizona's Phil Barkdahl crashing a single-car accident directly below us here in the tower.
He had a little trouble getting some of his safety harness unloosened, but now he is out.
Yeah, they tie that strap around his helmet there. You see flapping. He probably had that tied to the car, so he was trying to get himself extricated.
Let's look again and replay, if we can, at what happened here to Phil Barkdahl. He dug into the grass on the bottom of the racetrack and
slammed backwards into the wall. It doesn't really turn over, Ken, but apparently it ruptured the fuel cell as he went backwards into the wall.
It ruptured the fuel cell there, and it's throwing fuel around, which is probably the best thing that could have happened to him because there's not a lot of fuel left on board. We see it ignite here, but it's all being spread around.
out of turn number 4. Here's a bad crash in turn 3. Tommy Ellis, the Virginia driver, going side over side. He cleared A.J. Foyt in another car. Up in turn 3, ended up in turn number 4. That's Ellis.
There's flames there coming out of the dashboard. See, just in front of the windscreen there? Tommy Ellis moving around in there trying to get out.
There's A.J. Foyt's number 14, and we're told that the third car is the car from Wisconsin. That's Sauter's number 89.
Jim Sauter, father of 11 children, and here Ellis is just barrel rolling over those two cars.
He was behind them. They were already sliding down the track, and Ellis was catapulted over that pair and started this series of sidewinders. He is apparently all right.
And if you're lucky, you guess right, we've got a problem. That is Schrader into the pack. Kent goes out with him. Allison wins the race. Baker is second. Marcus third. Another look at the accident.
Well, really what happened right there, Keith, was Kenny went up in front of Marcus, and I think Marcus did tap him in the back and get him squirrely before this really took place here. Now, you talk about racing luck. Now, here the guy runs that good all day and ends up crashing at the end.
With a little luck, the momentum might have taken him towards the crash and saved this. It would have saved Gant. It would have saved him.
We've got a car out of control, spinning, crashing into the infield off turn number 2. There's a second car in trouble on the outside wall. I'm not so sure but that's Brett Bodine's car on the bottom of the racetrack. second car is Rusty. That's number 75, Neil Bonnet's car.
Who is in second place in the Western Cup point standings going into this race.
Still looking for his first win this season, but just finishing so well time after time. And now serious trouble for Neil Bonnet, a big favorite here. The man of steel himself from Bessemer, Alabama, crashing in turn number 2. Caution is out for the second time today. This happening in the 32nd lap of the Talladega 500 as we watch it live.
And they were about ready for pit stops within the next 4 or 5 laps.
That is Brett Godine's car number 1 that has had trouble here, the Haas Ellington car. His elder brother Jeff in car number 5.
Bad trouble.
Okay, a terrible crash. Richard Petty's car has turned over 7 or 8 times coming off turn 4 and was just struck by another car. It's one of the most violent accidents we've ever seen at the Daytona International Speedway here.
Moments ago at lap 106 of the Daytona 500.
And Ken Phil Barkdahl did say that he hit Petty, whether Petty had slowed a little bit, whether the car got out of shape a little bit, but once he did hit him again and it sent the car up in the air, then it got on its nose as it got against the fencing and continued to barrel roll down the track.
Here's another angle. You see those snap rolls?
I counted 7 rollovers there before the car came to rest. This crash will undoubtedly end the career of Richard Petty, I would think. I would think the pressures from his family and so forth, and his medical condition. He's had half his stomach removed with ulcer problems. He's had bones broken.
We told you that it's been a very interesting day here at Bristol, and there was near tragedy that occurred on the racetrack just after the practice begun for the Winston Cup cars. This is Rusty Wallace in a violent end-over-end flip coming off of corner number 4. The car overturned several times, finally coming to a rest on its wheels against the pit wall.
An incident in the back straightaway involving Davey Allison. You see him coming down on the pit road. He has just rolled that car wheel to wheel. Complete one-time over sidewinder after he hit the dirt bank in the back straightaway, protecting the cars from going into Lake Lloyd. Turn 2, back straightaway.
Well, he's in the middle of that pack of front-running cars, and all of a sudden he comes out of it, apparently getting bumped. You can see the hood fly off the cars. He spins around on the grass on the backstretch and then into a bank, and it flips the car over all the way over on his 4 wheels. He has the presence of mind pretty quickly to fire the car up, get it going again.
And drove it back into the pits.
Well, here we see it from a different angle as we see it spinning through the grass, approaching the bank of dirt. And when it hits that bank of dirt, it just rolls the car right over very nicely one time and back on its wheels.
Down in the pit area, Mike Waltrip, Dorf got to you once again, didn't he?
Yeah, Dorf. Wait till I get my shot at him.
That's it. From here.
Oh, headed out. Martin Hartley's on his roof. And here goes a tire down the racetrack.
Mark Martin's car has overturned.
There's Mark Martin. Get away from the racetrack, boy. Well, yeah, but he'd like to turn that thing back over. He said, I bet it'll run if I can get it turned back over and get it back to the pits, and it might just do it.
It doesn't have a tire. I guess that's Mark Martin's tire because there isn't a tire on the other side of the automobile.
Well, maybe he left the pits a little too early. Mark Martin's wheel comes off.
He gets off the course and gets up on the bank, hits those tires Ned was talking about.
And it just upsets the car and flips it right over on its roof.
His wheel was
Just stays right there.
And a trouble. Oh, we have a car upside down, rolling down the racetrack. That's the number 14 car, driven by Greg Sachs. Looks like Lake Speed also involved. Greg Sachs' car on its
top. However, we can see movement inside the cockpit. We believe there's a small fire burning in the engine compartment.
It looks that way on top of the engine. As he went into turn one, he was on the outside. It looks like Lake Speed might have lost an engine, or at least he lost the car, and Greg hit him, and they both head through that wall. Greg Sachs hit it hard with the right front, and then the car gets upset and starts rolling over as they come down off of the wall. Barrel rolling. Look how high it goes into the air, comes back down.
Oh,
over and over.
God, for Winston Cup cars and how strong they are. Look at that thing.
You can see the fire, Danny, under the hood of the car, and then it rests back on the top. And as we saw, then Greg Sachs was able to crawl out of it. Yeah, I think they did touch a little bit there going into turn one.
Oh, and Lake Speed is
on the roof.
Flipping down the backstretch. The car rolling over several times.
Dave Marcus involved in it. Looked like Jimmy Spencer's car was involved. Here comes Hut Strickland spinning around. Jimmy Means in the back of the pack got by. He'll pick up a bunch of positions.
Lake Speed's car apparently hit the outside wall and just started tumbling down the racetrack. There you can see the very badly damaged Oldsmobile. Bullseye barbecue machine on the inside of the backstretch, and the caution out on lap 144.
Well, it looked like Lake Speed was trying to shoot up through the middle there as they were drafting for position, and perhaps got tapped by Sterling Marlin in the blue car behind and shot him into the wall. The car started going over and over, and you can see the car's trying to move around him. There's Dave Marcus, hit him hard. Here's Jimmy Spencer. It looked like down on the inside. He got in on it. And here comes Hut Strickland in the car number 57 sliding out through there.
Derek Cope got on his roof going into turn 10, and Brett Bodine lost his car and backed up on the bank. Had to get a wreck right here to pull it off. So, you know what is going to happen when they're running for the money.
One car stuffed to the outside there, gets rustled up a bit, and Ricky Craven hits Bobby Labonte. 4 cars go smashing, and Labonte is on his roof, flipping back over. And it looks like 8 cars are in it in turn 2. That is Labonte, certainly the most severely damaged of the bunch. His car against the wall. Let's have a look. Now there's Craven's car in blue going very slow. He's getting passed by just about everybody, and he loses it.
Yeah, he cuts right down into Bobby Labonte. Bobby hit him with the right front and just turned him right up on the roof just all at once. You see the other cars there are just victims of circumstance. You saw Dale Jarrett,
Morgan Shepherd.
There's the 25 car of Hensley was involved in it. Morgan Shepherd. See Labonte's car just continuing to roll over.
Leading this.
Oh,
look at
Earnhardt got sideways. Somebody looked like made some contact with
Uh-oh, we've got a problem.
Contact here, for sure. Darrell Waltrip and Joe Rutten. Waltrip's car gets on his roof and over and over.
Darrell Waltrip tumbling down the backstretch in what appears to be a very, very serious crash. Joe Ruttman, the other car involved in that incident. Darrell Waltrip.
Come on, DW.
It looked like the car was going to slide through the grass there and be okay, but then I don't know if it crossed some pavement or something that dug in.
Yes, Ned, he called it. I just wonder if the 22 car of Sterling Marlin, if he doesn't bump the 7 car. It looked to me like there was a little bit of contact between those 2 cars, which got Kawicki out of control.
Yep.
I mean, they're just trying to get as close as they possibly can because they're.
But let's watch Sterling Marlin.
Now, he's the blue car right there. It looked like they might have made a little bit of contact, and it got Kawicki.
Hey, we're getting a signal from NASCAR that DW is okay.
Oh boy, that's great news.
That is just unbelievable news. That.
And here's trouble on the front straightaway. Big time trouble.
One
it's
car
Rick Mast on his roof.
Upside down, Rick Mast skating into the infield.
The yellow flag across by the start-finish line directly in front of us, Rick Mast. Getting in the wall, the tri-oval area. He has slid about 1,000 feet. And the car coming to rest directly below us.
Okay, there's Buddy Baker down on the inside of him, and Buddy touches him. Buddy Baker does indeed touch Rick Mast, gets him sideways. There's Mark Martin right behind him. And you see when he comes down off of that banking, the air gets under it. That left a big space there that the air could get under it, flip him up on the roof. There's Joe Ruttman coming up on him. He slides up to the high side of the racetrack on his roof, touches the outside wall, slams into there, and Rick, he said, where am I? He's got to wonder where in the world he is. And then he just slides all the way down the track for several hundred yards. And the safety crew is there with him now as we see his car continue to slide down off of the racetrack. Fortunately, everybody else got by, did not hit him.
This incident taking place at lap 165, 23 laps to go. Rick Mast, the contender to win it all, comes up in a serious incident as he and Buddy Baker tangled on the 18-degree tri-oval here at Talladega, Alabama.